Well, ladies and gentlemen, everything has officially come full circle when it comes to Jonathan Majors. As of today, they have just announced that Jonathan Majors has been found guilty of harassment, third-degree reckless assault in his domestic violence case. Now, this case was being followed, not too heavily, but it was being followed because the entirety of the MCU was writing on it, right? Like this guy, you guys got to understand, he was supposed to be Kang, right? Like the whole meme, we was Kangs, has just become a real thing because now I also have another video I'm going to talk about. I'm going to keep it separate because this video is going to go over the actual video surveillance that was released. But yes, he was released from Marvel. He was fired from Marvel the same exact day that he was found guilty. And I'm going to go into my whole tirade about that in my next video. But for this video, we're going to talk about the actual charges that he was found guilty of. And we're going to look over the surveillance video that was released showcasing that, I don't know, I just think it's heavily sus what's going on. So let's get into this article, guys, from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button, man. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. It says it is what is likely to be a final blow to the would-be conqueror's multiversal machinations. A New York jury has officially found Marvel star Jonathan Majors guilty of both recklessly assaulting and harassing his now ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari this past March. Now, we're gonna keep it at that, and we're gonna go over to TMZ. Okay, so I have the video from TMZ. This I'm gonna play it in its entirety so you can get the full context over what's going on. But ladies and gentlemen, it is very clear by this video that this entire thing is heavily sus to me. As much as people want to make it seem as if Jonathan Majors is this big bad guy, and for all I know, he very well may be. And I don't want to make this seem as if he's innocent, because I promise you, he is most likely not. But what I'm telling you right now is that after you see this video, you must wonder where the domestic violence assault charge actually takes place. So let's check this out, and I'm going to play it in its entirety. There is no volume to this, so let's just watch it. Now, you see the two cars pulling up, okay? Jonathan Majors is in the car on the left. You're going to see them come out. It flashes, so I don't know what TMZ cut out there, but they cut out something, and it sees Jonathan Majors pushing his girlfriend into the car to seemingly try to get away from her, it looks like. But after pushing her in the car, she jumps out the car anyway and starts to follow him, and then he starts to run away. As you can see, he is literally trying to run away from this girl. Now, this is a close-up of when he's trying to push her in the car. Obviously, he is manhandling her and throwing her in the vehicle, but I don't think he's actually hitting her, punching her, slapping her, or whatever the case may be. It looks like he's just trying to tell her to get in the car and leave him alone. It looks like he was trying to throw her in the car so he can leave, but she won't leave, and then literally chases Jonathan Majors. Now, I want you to keep in mind, these are two grown-ass adults chasing each other through Times Square in Manhattan or wherever the hell they are. They're in New York City. This guy is running through multiple cameras. He is running through multiple cameras, ladies and gentlemen. And this blonde woman, this is why you don't trust white girls, man, with blonde hair. It is very dangerous out there, gentlemen. But still, look at this. Look how many cameras caught these two having a little bit of an action scene. She almost runs in front of a car. I mean, you guys got to understand, like, it makes me very hard to believe that this is a domestic violence case when she is literally chasing this man all through Manhattan. I mean, these cars are dumbfounded over what they just saw. He is literally running. He is still running. How many blocks? You know how long Manhattan blocks are? He is running through Manhattan blocks trying to get away from her. And eventually she can't run anymore and slows down. And then she ends up seemingly stopping in front of some sort of building. I don't really know if it's a restaurant or something, but she starts talking to a couple of guys there. I'm sure she describes the situation over what's going on. And she says, you know, she probably mentions Jonathan Majors and says who he is. These guys are very confused, obviously, over what's going on. And then what ends up happening is that after a while, there seems to be a few people surrounding her. I don't really know if they were calling the cops or something like that. But then Jonathan Majors ends up coming back, I guess after running away or taking a breath or whatever the case may be. You can see him coming towards her again. But he doesn't go towards her to be violent or anything. He's literally trying to just stay away from her. He doesn't want to be near her whatsoever. And I guess these people realize, oh, this is Kang. Like they probably realize he's a celebrity at that point. And she chases him again, ladies and gentlemen. She chases him again. Look, she's running after him, and you could tell he's just tired as hell and doesn't want to deal with it. And that's essentially where the video ends. So think about that chase scene for a second. Think about how crazy that actually is, that she chased this man all through Manhattan. Just I don't even know what I really don't even know what to even say at this point. But let's get back to the article from Bounding into Comics, because now you have the context over the actual altercation that happened. I think that this is very clearly blown out of proportion. I think it's a typical example of a woman throwing allegations and getting her way. Obviously, there may be some evidence that we haven't seen or haven't heard about that will look in favor more of her than Jonathan Majors. But again, I want to make it very clear, I'm not taking his side whatsoever. I don't think he's necessarily innocent in the situation, because nobody knows what happened in the car prior to that altercation. Nobody knows what was said, if there was hands thrown. Nobody knows at all. So again, I don't want to take any sides, but even if there was hands, like the guy is trying to leave the situation, he's trying to exit stage right, and you are chasing him through an entire city, that leads me to believe that you might be a little bit crazy. So it says, per the Hollywood Reporter, the 6-person council of Major's peers reached its decision in the actor's criminal trial on the afternoon of December 18th, having deliberated for just 4 hours across a span of 3 days. Originally charged with 3 counts of assault in the 3rd degree, aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree, 3 counts of attempted assault in the 3rd degree, and harassment in the 2nd degree in relation to the supposed altercation between him and Jabari, Majors was ultimately found guilty of reckless assault in the 3rd degree and harassment. Meanwhile, he was not found guilty on the specific charges of intentional assault in the 3rd degree and aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree. In the wake of their victory, one of Jabari's lawyer, Ross Kramer, issued a statement to the media declaring, "We are gratified to see justice served by today's guilty verdict." Ms. Jabari testified publicly and truthfully, even though reliving these traumatic events, real traumatic to chase a man through the entire city of Manhattan. Okay. Traumatic events on the witness stand was obviously painful, said Kramer. We are grateful to the jurors and the judge for their attention and patience, and to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office for their hard work and support. You know, this is the kind of stuff that made MGTOW a thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you guys know what MGTOW is, but this is the kind of stuff that made MGTOW a thing, because even when you try to run away from a woman, even when you try to get away from a situation and separate yourself, if she chases you, you basically have a domestic assault violation on your hands, and you're going to be in trouble and you're going to lose everything. Ms. Jabari's resolve to see the case through to the end demonstrates her tremendous strength and resilience. The statement continued, unfortunately for every survivor like Ms. Jabari who comes forward to hold their abuser accountable, there are many others who believe that they cannot. We hope that her actions will inspire other survivors to speak their truth and seek justice. This is the big problem right here, ladies and gentlemen. Speak their truth. There is only one truth, and that is the truth. When you use language like speak their truth, you're just encouraging other women to make up false allegations because they know that they have a high chance of succeeding. If the man doesn't have an ungodly amount of receipts to showcase that you are lying, chances are the woman is going to win, and that's basically it, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the big issue with cases like this. When you have a woman win a case like this that looks like she was lying at least halfway through, it really makes it encouraging for other women to lie and make allegations and essentially win cases that they should never have in the first place, because the court system is heavily on their side. The fact that Johnny Depp won his court case is hilarious to me, to be honest with you, but it doesn't happen all the time. And like I said, when Johnny Depp won his case, that's not going to happen all the time. It's not going to happen most of the time. Most of the time, the man is going to automatically lose, and they're just going to have to deal with losing everything, because that's basically how the world works now. So Jonathan Majors has been fired from Marvel. We're going to cover that in another video because we're done with this one, but I wanted to show you guys this video because it's insane to me. I really don't understand how a woman is able to chase a man all through the entire city who is clearly trying to separate himself, and then all of a sudden file domestic charges, abuse, and all that stuff. So it is what it is. I really don't know whose side to take, and honestly, I'm not really trying to take a side because they're all just celebrities, and I really don't care at the end of the day, but I think it's going to set a bad precedent for men in the future with their cases. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.